Hey, playa, if you've recently gotten the phone number or contact info of the person that you like and you want to send them that first message, you might be thinking, how soon is too soon to message them? Well, I'm going to answer that question and share some tips on why you also shouldn't wait too long. Stay tuned.
This is the Josh Beats. You're watching the Josh Beat.
For those of you that are new here, my name is Josh, and every single week I make videos sharing tips, ideas, and stories teaching you how to be your best self. So if you want to learn and grow, hit the subscribe button and make sure to click on the notification bell. In order to understand how long you should really wait, you first need to look at how you actually got their number, and there are three basic ways to do that. The first and most obvious way of getting their number is directly from them. You walked up to them, you asked them for it, they gave it to you. Simple as that. The second way to get their number might be through a mutual friend. Maybe there's someone that you know in common with them and you ask them for the number and that person felt comfortable enough sharing with you, so here you are. And the third way is to get their number without them really knowing. That might be from a school directory, or maybe you found it online, or maybe you knew someone that just had it and they shared it with you without that crush actually knowing that it was shared. Now, in each of these scenarios, when you choose to text them is going to differ, but there are some common principles across all of them that you need to adhere to. The first principle is this: you need to have something interesting to say. Just sending them a message and saying, hey, or how's it going, isn't gonna cut it. Look, sending them that simple greeting and expecting them to start the conversation isn't exactly gonna accomplish what you want, which is to start talking to them. They're gonna wait for you to have something interesting to say, so prepare that ahead of time. If your crush gave you their number directly, then they're expecting that message from you. You don't have to wait 3 days or respond every other day. Talk to them as soon as you want, because they're going to be sitting there waiting for you to start that conversation. And when you do start that conversation, make it something interesting. Ask a question to learn more about them. If you got the number from a mutual friend though, I would still say the same principle applies. Message them as soon as you want, but let that person know first who you got the number from and then launch into that question. So it might look something like this. Hey, what's up? I got your phone number from Bailey, but I wanted to ask you a crazy question. What made you decide to dye your hair blue? I'm thinking about dyeing my hair myself, but why blue? Is that your favorite color? But if you got the number from a place that your crush didn't even really know where the number was, I would highly recommend rethinking when and how you message them. Instead of messaging them out of the blue, what I would really focus on is finding some commonality between the two of you. Maybe that's a mutual friend, or maybe that's a group chat you can join where both of you are in there. The whole point really is to establish some level of connection before you start that conversation so it doesn't end up coming off weird. People will get incredibly creeped out knowing that you got their number through some weird and secret means. So find some level of connection first. That's really going to help bridge that gap. When it comes to working up the courage to finally message that person, it's not so much about the first thing that you say, but more about the first conversation that you have. So how do you make sure that first conversation is worthwhile, is meaningful, is something your crush actually cares about? Well, starting with a question is a good first move, but principle number 2 is this. Don't worry so much about having this super deep connection the first time you talk to them. Instead, focus on a fun, engaging, and meaningful conversation. Think about going on a first date with someone. If you're expecting this deep, soulful connection, yeah, you're setting your expectations pretty high. But if you're more casual, if you're more focused on learning about their hobbies and their interests, making them laugh, and just getting to know them on a basic level, that conversation, that first date is going to go way more smoothly. Don't worry so much about convincing this person to be thinking about you every single day and to immediately fall in love with you. Instead, crack a joke, ask a question, share a personal story, something that they can look back at and say, wow, that person's easy and fun to talk to. I definitely want to talk to them again. And here's the third principle. It's kind of a secret, so keep it between you and me. Basically, what you want to do is, as soon as you start that conversation and ask that first question, jump right into joking around and flirting with them. Ignore the initial formalities you should have whenever you start talking to someone. So many people start their conversations talking to this person as if it's the very first time they've ever met them or talked to them before. And yes, that's exactly what it is. But if you want to kind of jumpstart that connection with them, talk to them like you've known them forever, like they're a close friend, like they're someone you've been flirting with for years at this point. And that means not focusing so much on this super long burst of a conversation, which can be drawn out and get boring, but instead focusing on multiple small bursts where you can ask them questions here and there throughout the day just to keep the conversation going, just to keep you on their mind, and just to keep things interesting. Think about how friends talk to each other. They don't sit there deliberating and thinking about what they want to talk about for hours on end. Instead, they'll shoot a question here and there. They'll talk for 20 minutes, they'll talk for 5 minutes, they'll talk for an hour. The length varies, the conversation varies, but the whole point is that whenever you think about that person, whenever you want to get their opinion on something, or whenever you want to talk to them because you're bored, that's how you start those conversations. If you can shift your focus away from worrying so much about how long you should wait before you message them and instead concentrate on the little fun, interesting things you can talk to them about, it's going to be way easier for you. You're going to realize you have the confidence inside to already do that. I'm curious though, what do you think? What's the fear that's holding you back from sending that initial message to your crush every single day? Leave your comments down below and we'll talk about it. I want to give a huge shout out to all my patrons and YouTube channel members. These are the people that help support the channel and make it grow. And if you're someone that wants to talk to me one-on-one to get advice, to talk about what's going on in your life, or to just get my perspective on things, definitely become a patron over on Patreon. The link for that's down below. And finally, you're probably thinking, well, what kind of questions should I ask them to get the conversation going? And that's where the resources over there on the side are going to be super helpful for you. One of them is my 20 icebreaker conversation starters. These are 20 conversation topics you can bring up to get the conversation flowing. And also check out the video above that, which is going to break down how to start that initial conversation so it's way easier for you. On that note, guys, I'll catch you next time. As always, love and peace.